I'm Jayne, and we're co-hosting tonight with Nick.
G'day. Which microphone do I use? This one?
Anyone.
Hey!
Which one would you like?
This one?
Yes. Probably sort of start with a bit of history of the Transgender Day of Remembrance. And it started back on the 20th of November 1999, which was held a year after the murder of Rita Hester in 1998 in California. Since that day, on the 20th of November each year, we've then come together as a community to remember all trans people that were murdered within the preceding 12 months.
We also missed Transparent Day this year. This year was the 5th year of Transparent Day. It's the first Sunday in November every year. So if you're the parent of a trans person, that's your day.
We'll make sure we cover that.
Yes, we forgot it this last year, but next year we'll get it.
Yep. This year, unfortunately, we've lost 271 people to transgendered people to murder this year. That is one person every 32 hours if you work it on average. That is less than a day and a half when we lose one of our brothers and sisters. But this Transgender Day of Remembrance service, I should stop using abbreviations, part of it serves to bring attention to those brothers and sisters that we've lost to anti-transgender bullying and to violence. And in noting there was 271 murders, we do not have numbers for bullying outside of that. But obviously it's a lot more. The number of assaults that occur due to transgendered violence or
suicides due to bullying.
Yeah, number of suicides due to bullying. Unfortunately, we've got no way of capturing the numbers of those to find out how many brothers and sisters that we have actually lost. But I know some of us here do have friends that we have lost in the past due to suicide. And just looking at the presentation before, I noticed one of the statistics displayed up there is 38% of transgender people will attempt to commit suicide at least once in their life. And whilst we can't say that it's all down to transgender violence and transphobia, it is a contributing factor in every one of these cases.
If society didn't view us badly the way we do, we wouldn't have suicidal thoughts. We'd be happy with who we are.
That would go part of the way, yes.
I really think it would.
Yeah. There are other reasons for depression, but I know myself when especially my early days when sort of people looked and like, oh look, there's a transgender person when I was first transitioning, it definitely added to what was going on at the time.
Doesn't help when people point and look.
Yes. All they ask those awkward questions. What's in your pants? They don't use those actual words, but it's one of those, oh, I could have looked then and found out. But yeah, the unthoughtful questions that you wouldn't ask any other member of the community. For some people seem to think that as soon as you meet a transgender person, we can ask these personal questions, it's not going to matter. But to the person you're asking it to, it does matter.
It certainly does.
So tonight we want to start off with a tribute to someone who's been a big campaigner Australia-wide, and that's Karon Noble. A lot of things that she's done has helped a lot of transgender people, but we'd like to invite Karon up to tell us more about MacFadyen Noble.
If you haven't heard of a younger crew, you should give her a Google. Find out.
Okay, just a quick question, show of hands. Who's been able to get a passport with just the doctor's certificate? Just show me your hand. I thought there'd be a lot more. In your passport in your preferred gender? With just the doctor's certificate? Anyway, MacFadyen Noble was one of the people responsible for this legislation. Okay, she was born December 20th, 1934 in the East End of London, and she was October 29th, 2001, she was able to legally change her name to MacFadyen Noble. Kathy grew up with what she thought were irrational feelings, ones she didn't understand. Looking in the mirror, wishing to be a girl. It was 1953 when she was in the Royal Air Force in the UK, where she read about Christine Jorgensen and Roberta Cowell. Kathy married her first wife, Joan, at 18 and fathered a son who died at the age of 1. This fed her need to cross-dress as an identity called Jan. Jan initially wore her wife's clothes, then started building her own wardrobe. Divorce followed just through natural, they just fell out of love, and in 1978, and Kathy remarried, funnily enough, Joan's sister, Jayne. Kathy and Jayne moved to Brisbane in 1980, with Kathy purging Jan from her life. In 1988, she had a minor heart attack. This caused her many problems over the future years. In 1998, Kathy became emotional and had feelings she didn't understand. Her pituitary gland was malfunctioning and producing great quantities of prolactin, while her testosterone levels declined. Breasts were starting to develop. A GP put Kathy on testosterone therapy, but to no avail. In 1999, Jan came back. Kathy and Jayne went their separate ways. Jayne suggested a different name, so the persona of Kathy Ann Noble was born. In 2000, Jayne helped Kathy find a support group. Unfortunately, that same year, Jayne was killed in a car crash. Retirement and Jayne's death was the catalyst for Kathy's impending transition. On August 20th, 2001, she was given approval to have gender reassignment surgery, which she had 3 months later on the Gold Coast. After this, she set up a support service to cover the needs of girls having surgery, helping them with accommodation in her own home and their general needs. Since surgery, Kathy has been a legislative warrior for transgender rights in Australia. In 2011, she wrote her autobiography, Two Lives, a Transsexual Story and the Right for Recognition. I was actually introduced to Kathy by a friend on Skype and had many conversations with her. We would often talk about what she was trying to get legislated. Some of these included gender recognition if you were born overseas, fighting against forced divorce for gender recognition, and being able to get gender recognition without invasive surgery. The last time I spoke to her was about a week before her death. She died from a heart attack on the morning of the 17th of August this year. I was fortunate enough to have actually met her on 2 occasions. The first was in May 2014 when I visited Brisbane on a holiday, then at the ANZPATH conference in Adelaide last year in early October. And basically, may we say, rest in peace, Kathy, but I know that you are fighting for our rights and our place up there too. Thank you.